I don't drink soda.
Guys, this is episode 666. Wait, oh yeah, we're supposed to 543. We did the rock thing. We did this whole intro, and it was stricken from the record by some sort of spirit, some entity, some force, some supernatural force. We were practicing our incantations before we started recording, and I think we might have like stirred some shit up. But we are now going to second start for everybody. Okay, so we'll do a countdown. 5, 4, 3. Yo, welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast, episode 666. It only happens once. This only comes around once a lifetime, really.
Just once period, yeah.
Unless we start a new podcast and then really dedicate over a decade to it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that far, though. So
I don't think so.
I think this is probably the one and only 666 episode for the podcast.
Okay, I gotta wet my whistle here because we've been podcasting. We did a whole episode, it feels like.
It really did.
We did a real strong intro. We can't just recreate that. We can't redo it.
There's no way.
But we are here on episode 666, and we're gonna, teach you a little bit about Satanism,
the history of Satan, and how you can dedicate yourself to becoming a Satanist successfully.
How to sell your soul. We're going to go over that. We're going to do a bloodletting. We have a bloodletting happening later.
A seance? Like a seance type thing?
We're going to summon an entity. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We're going to go over step-by-step instructions on how you, the listener or viewer, can sell your soul and get the most value out of it. Anybody can sell their soul to Satan, but it takes, a bit of a haggler and habit rat to get a deal that you can live with for the rest of eternity. So we're going to walk you through the steps of negotiating the best deal for your soul.
Teach you how to bargain, teach you how to do pretty much, the first steps of bartering.
Yeah. I mean, because Satan's going to come in, he's going to try to lowball you, right? He's going to try to give you as little as possible for your soul because he's going to know that if this person's selling their soul's probably not worth that much. So you're going to have to talk yourself up and make Satan believe that your soul is a top tier soul.
Yeah. A lot of people think if you're selling your soul, you're in dire straits.
No, that's not always the case.
No, not at all. So we're going to be teaching you how to do that. We're going to be going over the ins and outs of Satanism, the different versions of Satan, the different religions that are revolving around this.
Yeah, there's been many incarnations of Satan over the years, and some of them are probably accurate or more accurate than others. So we're going to take a look at those and kind of decide some personal favorites, and maybe we can even come down once and for all with what the actual Satan looks like.
Because I think the real Satan is probably a mashup of all of those, plus a little bit of Babadook.
Yeah, okay.
Which was I think I heard somewhere recently that Babadook was just a metaphor for depression.
Maybe we could get Dolly to generate us a photo of what Satan actually looks like.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So we are here in we had built a altar.
Yeah, like some sort of religious grounds.
Yeah, this is some
religious
sort of
grounds.
Religion-related
grounds. You got a bunch of candles.
Yeah, we have candles, which is really religion-y.
A spooky pentagram.
Yeah, that is pretty. This is like a wicker, kind of like a Wicker Man.
Like the Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage, right?
I don't know if Nicolas Cage was in the Wicker Man. I think you're thinking of
Computer. Was Nicolas Cage in the Wicker Man?
From popculture.com. The Wicker Man was famously remade in 2006 with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Written and directed by Neil LaView. By the way, you can thank the driver of your most recent delivery, and we'll share your appreciation with them.
Computer.
Just say.
Yes.
Computer.
I'm happy.
Perform a rap about the devil.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Computer, volume 10.
He's still a little on the fence about this. Computer wasn't quite completely on board with the concept of this. He thought it was a little sacrilegious. He's a very Christian right type guy, Computer. So,
but we actually are going to be using him as a conduit for our seance that we're doing later.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like exciting. A sacrifice. We're going to sacrifice his soul so that we can.
He might be fine.
Yeah,
you never
possibly.
know. So episode 666. It only comes around one time. And, we did a whole intro. We blew it. This whole intro, it's ruined.
We were so excited. I mean, the excitement caught up with us.
We really caught our stride.
Of living forever and, having all of our wildest dreams made true by Satan.
Yeah.
It got a little over
now
stimulating, I guess.
I wonder if when we do summon this entity, we'll call him, I wonder if we will be able to get like a redo to where we go back and the first one was good.
Yeah, possibly. I think when we do summon this entity, we're going to want to make sure that we're dressed our best. We're going to want to dress to impress Satan.
I see you have this leather jacket on.
Yeah, like I thought maybe we could go over that because you honestly dress like a Satanist even when we're not on episode 666. Sometimes you've got got a number of pants with different different satanic symbols
and runes and stuff.
So maybe you could walk us through how you go about dressing to impress Satan.
So I think the major thing that you want to do is try to lean towards black.
Common denominator is black, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a given, sure.
So as you can see, I ditched my regular sweater that has, print and stuff on it with just a flat black.
Yeah, that's more like a pop culture stereotype, right? That you have all the flash and flare. Really just like all black is what you're going for.
Yeah, all black. And at least for now, black craft stuff is safe. Whereas I think pretty soon it's going to be the sign of someone that's not into...
See, I had this shirt that said black scale.
Okay,
and
that's
I figured
cool.
That was close enough to black craft, right?
That's close
it's still,
enough. That even might be like a new thing they're working on, you could say.
Okay, cool.
So, you're going to want to do black. You're going to want to do leather, not overly leather to where it's like a gay,
like a leather daddy type situation.
Yeah,
like
you don't want like a
S&M.
San Francisco.
No, and you also don't want to
scene.
seem like a biker. Yeah,
yeah. You want just like one, at the very most, one and a small leather accessory.
Although the Hell's Angels, I mean, do they count as Satanists?
A lot of them. I think there's a lot of overlap with the Hell's Angels.
Yeah, there's some overlap in that Venn diagram there.
Plus, sure. I mean, that's what Satan is, a Hell's Angel. Did we talk about Lucifer in the first one or in the second one?
I don't think we've got there.
Okay, there's three versions, major versions of Satan.
At least three, yeah.
One of which is Lucifer, the fallen angel.
And he's like, is he a fallen angel or is he like a son of God? Is he Jesus's brother?
No, so he was the archangel before Michael was the archangel. Michael got the promotion.
Oh, okay.
After Lucifer, he went to God and he was like, God, what's the deal with this? Like, why does everybody have to listen to you?
Yeah, he was noticing a lot of hypocrisy and he brought it to God's attention and God was not trying to hear it. He was not trying to be told, that he's
and he spiked him or smited him.
He grabbed him. God very notoriously strong and just physically threw Lucifer. Is that the case? He grabbed him and threw him and he plummeted down and into the earth, into the earth's core.
Yes.
And that's where, hell developed.
And he actually was found by I think she was a human, I'm not sure, but this woman Lilith found Lucifer after he fell and then nursed him back to life. And the whole thing is behind Lucifer is Lilith. There wouldn't be Lucifer if Lilith didn't save his life.
The real devil then.
She's the real devil, and that's why the Lilith fair, that's where it got its name, was from like a strong, powerful woman that's pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Gotcha, yeah. I always knew there was a dark side to Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Lucifer, then we have Satan, your classic Satan.
That's just your typical pop culture portrayal of Satan, the red with the horns and maybe like a little. I'm picturing like the World Industries logo.
See, I think that one is Mephistopheles.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mephistopheles is from a story written by Pan, creator of Pan's Labyrinth, the movie with David Bowie.
He was in red tights.
Okay. He had the red tights. He had a cape. And I think he might even have a goatee.
Now, where did the pitchfork come from?
Now, the pitchfork came from the Lucifer was like a notorious cook, a chef, because that's where all this heat and this fire of hell, fire and brimstone. It was actually like a oven, a brick oven.
Right. So I mean, he's thinking he's going to take advantage of his situations. God's banished me to the center of the earth. There's all this fire and lava and heat everywhere.
I'm
going to use it to my advantage, and I'm going to start baking. I'm going to take up baking and cooking.
Yeah. Mostly baked goods like muffins, pies, stuff like that. That's where we get key lime pie. From
lava cake. Lava cake, surely the work of Satan.
Yeah, lava cake, absolutely. And then that was
Devil's food cake.
Devil's food cake, and also Angel's food cake.
Yeah, Angel's food. Not a lot of people know this, but actually the work of Satan. Yeah,
it was an ironic name.
Yeah. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And then this is hot. I feel like the flames are dangerously close to my laptop, but it doesn't feel hot to the touch, so I think that it's okay. So there was Mephistopheles, which was the red guy. There's Satan, which is just the guy that tricks you into doing bad things.
There's Beelzebub, right? Which is a fun thing to say. Like if you're gonna go through all of the devil's
Beetlejuice
aliases, that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, Beelzebub is up there. Beelzebub. And he has 100 different names. All of them translate to friend. Satan is your friend. He doesn't judge you. You know, there's a lot of judgment from God. There's a lot of like, do what I say, otherwise you're going to be in trouble forever.
Yeah.
I'm going to electrify you or whatever. And Satan doesn't do any of that stuff. Like,
no, he doesn't judge you. He doesn't, put you on a pedestal and kind of force his beliefs on you and be like, hey, you're going to live by this code of conduct that I've written. No, Satan doesn't care. He's kind of like the laid back uncle, right?
Yeah, he's
cool like
uncle.
You have like a dickhead dad, but every once in a while your laid back uncle is in charge and he lets you do whatever you want. You want to smoke some weed, in his house.
He doesn't make you do anything, but like he'll leave stuff out to where like he knows that you're going to find it, and if you want, you're going to partake in it,
Yeah, exactly.
And there really aren't like a lot of punishments with Satan. Like, you have this story of you being tortured in hell, but you're being tortured by the demons, Right,
yeah. It's not Satan that's doing it. It's his demons and all the other people.
The demons are little assholes, and they're just regular assholes that die. Like,
sure.
Assholes are dying all the time. So, a lot of you out there are probably saying by now, like, wow, this sounds really cool. Satan sounds awesome.
Satan's the way to go, yeah. Like, how do I sign up for this?
Ty's jacket is cool. I like candles,
Because, like, it's not like there's, like, your town probably has dozens, if not more, of Christian churches, synagogues, things of that nature. It's not often you find like a satanic church in your town. I mean, I know that they exist, but probably not in every city. So we're going to walk you through the steps of becoming an official member of the Church of Satan.
That's right. And the step one you want to register with the church. So the Church of Satan is an actual business. It's an actual thing. And you can register and get some sort of basic membership through them, I guess.
Yeah, so they do require a fee of $225.
What?
But that's going to get you a crimson card for identification. And
you also have to write a statement signed and dated requesting to join.
Now, I assume if the statement's written in your blood, they'll waive the $225 fee.
Okay, yeah, the bloodletting.
Yeah, it's just got to be part of the bloodletting. That way, if you're squeamish, the $225 membership fee is a way of getting you around the bloodletting.
Yeah. So you don't have to do that.
Yeah, or maybe you're anemic, and you physically can't, like, you'll die if you lose a bunch of blood.
Yeah, and they're reasonable. That's like the big thing about Satanists. They're pretty reasonable.
They'll work with you. They'll work with you.
Then you're going to want to put in an envelope, draw a pentagram on it, and send all of this stuff.
Now, you can download the active membership application from the church's website, which I assume is churchofsatan.com, but I did not follow up on that.
I mean, you could probably just Google Church of Satan.
Church of Satan. Google actually might bury it, but if you go to like Yahoo, that's a little more forgiving with their results, then you'll probably find it for sure.
Or you can go to DuckDuckGo.
Now, the Church of Satan has 6 ranks for its members. The first one is going to be registered. The next tier is active member, and then the next one is witch or warlock, which that's kind of where I'm trying to get, because I don't know that I want to be a magus, which is a higher one, or a magister, or a priest. I'm good with warlock. Like if I can achieve the rank of warlock in the Church of Satan, I think I'm set.
Yeah, I like that. Just kind of post up right there. And then holding a 3rd, 4th, or 5th degree considers you a part of the priesthood.
And grants you the title Reverend.
So you're Reverend Witch.
Warlock.
Warlock?
This all sounds really awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
So next, I mean, you can't just, join the church and not, read the Satanic Bible and learn the lessons of Satan and all the history behind it. We're trying to bring you up to speed, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that we just don't have time to touch on today. So be sure to read the literature that inspired the Church of Satan.
Yeah, you always have to read a Bible in every religion. There's always a Bible.
These works include work by philosophers Nietzsche. Is that how you say his name?
Nietzsche?
Ayn Rand and Michael Foucault.
Okay. So go get those. Then you want to acknowledge the 9 satanic statements.
So this is kind of like the 10 Commandments, but there's 9 of them.
A little bit less work.
Yeah, Satan's like, we're not going to make you, go through 10 of these. We go cut it down to 9.
So we're not going to go through all those right now because this is for you. You got to be deep into, applying for your active membership. But it pretty much is the opposite of religion. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams.
That's like, take advantage of the life you're living now instead of worrying about this heaven or hell.
May or may not come later.
Yeah. But I think we should touch on these aren't all necessarily evil, like we were saying. Kindness to others is one of these tenets.
Yeah. And this actually seems like this, which is a Levian Satanist, which is whoever the guy who wrote Anton LaVey.
Yeah.
LaVeyan.
He was like a big 60s.
He's the guy who wrote the Satanic Bible. Mm-hmm. But this seems like a little bit, I think that the Satanic Temple, which is different and just kind of based off of that, is almost like a better representation of
They've
Satan.
Definitely got a cooler logo. I don't know if they can see that on the screen there, but it looks like
they got a way cooler logo. And they only have 7 tenants.
Sure. 7, even better.
That's cool. That's a lot less. And these are great tenants to live your life.
They honestly are. Whether you're, taking this ironically or not, these are 7 great principles that any decent human should act upon.
Yeah. So what's the first one? We'll read through these.
The first one is you should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures.
Yeah.
Very, very reasonable.
Great. The next one is the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions.
Absolutely. Fuck the police, basically, is what they're saying.
Yeah. Justice should be served.
One's body is inviolable and subject to their will alone. So that means you can't tell a woman she can't have an abortion. You can't tell a trans person they can't cut off their penis.
Yeah.
Basically mind your own business and worry about your body and I'll worry about mine.
Super reasonable.
Super reasonable.
The freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend.
So freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon these freedoms of another is to forego one's own.
That's super reasonable.
Yeah.
Beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should never, should take care to never distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. Okay. Man, these are all just...
That's great. Yeah. They believe in science, which is super reasonable. People are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify it and resolve any harm that might have been caused.
Yeah, be honest with yourself, and when you fuck up, own it and try to fix it.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. The last one?
Every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should prevail over all the written or spoken words.
So they're like, you don't even have to follow these, if your spirit and if you're following the compassion, wisdom, and justice and these major things, then,
those are 7 great principles to live your life by, because if everybody lived by those, regardless of what they believed in outside of those 7 tenets, everybody would be good. There would be no problems with anybody because we'd all be respecting one another's beliefs while kind of, doing what we see fit. And So really beautiful fundamental tenets from the Church of Satan.
Yeah, it is. And I think that, the major thing of the Church of Satan or the Satanic Temple in particular is, they don't believe in Satan. They don't believe in God. They think that Satan is a literary figure.
Yeah, it's like a figurative Satan.
Yeah. And, it's just someone that, is about in writings and exists in these works of fiction that is someone to look up to. Just like if you were to, like Thor.
Right, or Jesus even.
Yeah, or Jesus. And they are almost doing it as an answer to organized religion and how religion is supposed to be separate from state. But the big thing was the Ten Commandments statue was erected in Arkansas, and in front of the Capitol, they put a big Bible pages that said the Ten Commandments, and it was like, our Lord God has spoken, and then it has the Ten Commandments.
And it's like, no, especially for a country that was supposedly founded upon religious freedom.
Yeah. And these are the Christian Ten Commandments from the New Testament. And the guy who put it there, the congressman or whatever, who like funded it, was like, oh yeah, this is a gift. And, this is just like the first written rules and it's not a big deal. So the the Satanic Temple was like, if it's not a big deal, then we should also be able to put our statue on the grounds.
Now, I will say that satanic imagery perhaps is a little bit more shocking and harsh than your typical Christian imagery.
Yeah, because all of their statues are usually Baphomet, which is
got like a horse head,
rockin' tits. There's like a goat head.
Yeah, it's like a hodgepodge of
head
all these
of a
different
goat, tits of just a rockin' lady with rockin' tits, and like a weird like horse goat body with like chiseled abs. So it's like
he's keeping fit. He's putting the work in on his abdomen. So I mean.
So yeah, I mean that can't be all bad. The guy has dedication.
Yeah, he's got a nice body.
And also, or they.
Is the devil? Has that been determined? Does the devil have a pronoun?
Well, I'm talking Baphomet. Baphomet is genderless. I'm pretty sure.
And Baphomet separate from Lucifer?
Yeah, Baphomet's just the statue, the goat thing.
Oh, okay. So that's just like a embodiment.
Yeah. Computer, who is Baphomet?
Baphomet is a deity allegedly worshipped by the Knights Templar that subsequently became incorporated into various occult and Western esoteric traditions.
All right, cool. So it's some deity that they prayed to. So you'll notice that the Satanic Temple doesn't ask you to pray to anybody. Doesn't ask you to, give any money or time or energy to some deity.
I mean, they do ask you for $225, but that's like a one-time fee.
Well, no, that's the Church of Satan. The Satanic Temple's different.
Oh, okay.
Satanic Temple, they don't charge you anything that I know of. They also don't let you just join and become some sort of like witch and warlock either.
Oh, see, that's kind of...
So there's a give and take,
Right, it's an ebb and flow.
Mm-hmm. But I think that... I think that there's definitely something here that, every religion kind of provides the same thing where it gives you this community. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a blueprint for how to conduct yourself, how to live your life, things that you should do.
And honestly, I think God was just something that was contrived to basically keep people in fear. And, basically, because otherwise people are just going to run amok and just go, murdering and killing and
you got to control the masses. Yeah, be
so
the
they're
purge
like,
every day.
Hey, there's this God up in the sky. Behave and act like a decent human being, or and you'll go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably a lot of people were like, no, that's not worth it. I'm gonna keep raping and pillaging and killing and leaving like a heathen.
Yeah.
So they invented this anti-God to really put the fear of the afterlife and people like with hell. And
that's weird because they call it the fear of God, but then it's like everyone is really in fear of hell and in fear of Satan.
And it feels like hell is kind of like a late addendum, or is that a word? Addendum,
adopted later, yeah,
like a something that's tacked on after the fact.
Yeah.
Because I mean, hell's not talked about much in the Bible, and you would think that they would have touched on it a lot more had it been there from the get go.
Yeah, they actually, from what I read earlier, I haven't really read the Bible in a long time.
No, I've never read the Bible at all.
And definitely not in its entirety ever.
I'm just kind of assuming and going off of, the hearsay and what I've heard from others.
But they, especially in the original version, before they rewrote it, because that's what the Bible's been rewritten a bunch of times.
The Old Testament, right? Like that's the one.
Old Testament never mentioned hell ever.
Oh, okay. So they wrote a New Testament to kind of...
There was just always vague mentions of this like dark place that you would go if you didn't follow the rules. But they kind of put the pieces together for themselves. That's what a lot of like these rewritings of the religious text is, because they're usually rewriting it from a different language. So the people in this area speak one language, the religious text is written in another one. So they have these priests that would be able to speak Latin or what have you, so they could translate it into kind of whatever interpretation they wanted to and that fit at the time.
Right.
And then there was a big chunk of time to where if you wanted to read the religious text, you had to go to church because you couldn't read in Latin or you couldn't read. A lot of people couldn't read. So it's like, yeah, you can have a Bible, but you can't learn any of the stuff.
So a lot of it, you're just having to go on good faith that
this guy,
this translation for one is accurate, and for two that the preacher isn't just throwing stuff in there that he sees fit and being like, it says this.
And I mean, people that run churches like ultimate power corrupts or whatever, absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely.
So these people that are running these churches are these exalted figures, and then when they go, oh no, I'm just like you, it's really God, that makes them even bigger. Like think about if someone's like, oh man, I love your podcast. And you're like, thank you so much, dude. Which episode do you like? Did you hear this one? Like that's immediately going to turn them off. But if you're like, oh, cool, thanks, they're going to be like, all right, he was like really cool about that. What a cool guy. He has a cool leather jacket on.
Right. And, like talking about heaven and how everything is good if you follow the 10 Commandments probably isn't going to keep getting people to keep coming back every Sunday. So you got to do the fire and brimstone preaching
You got the whole
to
bit.
Really make them be like, we better come back or we're going to burn in the earth's core.
And in a time to where the priest had to like literally translate the Bible for people, that's scary because like how many hundreds and thousands of years did it go by where it was just whichever guy was in charge at the time?
Yeah, it's like that telephone game where you're all, in a circle of children and you
don't have
something.
To say what it's called, but yeah, it is. It was called Chinese telephone. Is that what it was called?
Oh, it was just telephone.
Just telephone?
Yeah.
That's weird because when I was a kid, they called it Chinese telephone.
I think that might have been like kind of
in whatever circle I was in at the time.
Right, exactly. Just like the game is the retelling of a secret over and over again until it gets changed. I think somebody told you that it's called Chinese telephone, and
whoa, okay, so the game happened with the name of the game.
Yep.
That's meta as fuck. I like that. I've always been into meta stuff, so that's perfect. So yeah, at churches nowadays, you still kind of get a modern version of that where I don't know when the last time you went to a church was, but or seen a video of like a sermon or something. The guy, he takes the word that's written literally and then he makes his own extravagant translation of what it means. And by the time you get to the end of his 20-minute rant, then you like loosely tie it back into whatever this one sentence was that he read. And there's just so much like wiggle room for that to get misconstrued. And I think that now at the point that we're in where information is like easily accessible on our phones, we didn't have that like 15 years ago.
Right. And it's like, obviously, the Archangel Lucifer started out with good intentions. Like, it's not like he was just like this ultimately evil figure. He just questioned God.
Yeah.
He agreed with a lot of what God said, but he had a couple, pointers here and there, maybe things that he would do differently or question, and he was banished. And all of a sudden, he was never good.
And another cool fact about Lucifer, he was the head of the choir of angels. So he was like the music guy.
See, that makes a lot of sense, because undeniably, regardless of your religion, Satan has inspired way cooler music than God has.
Lots of awesome music.
I mean, God, so much good music.
Yeah.
So that actually makes a lot of sense. That's checking out here.
I tried to Google facts about Lucifer, but I think it's going to give me the TV show Lucifer, because Lucifer is not a real guy, so there aren't going to be facts.
Speaking of Lucifer, the TV show, there's been a lot of pop culture portrayals of the devil in various forms over the years. What is your favorite? What do you think is the definitive one?
My favorite, and what I always tend to go to when I envision the devil, is Tenacious D.
Oh, okay, the Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters played the devil.
Dave Grohl devil.
That's definitely like top 5 for me, but I'm going to have to go with Al Pacino. Just regular Al Pacino in a suit from The Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate. Great movie. That movie's lit.
Fantastic movie.
Most of the time, the devil is disguised as man. He likes to like wear man skin and pretend to be a dude. And also, another runner-up for best depiction of the devil would be Little Nicky, his dad.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty cool devil too. I also like the World Industry skateboard devil.
Oh yeah, that
was
cool.
just like a happy face with horns and a little goatee.
Yeah, that was good. They let me see. There's some facts. Lucifer was originally a minor Roman god who was the light bearer. Lucifer the light bearer, he was called. I've heard
and
that
his
before.
mother was Aurora, the goddess of morning.
Okay.
Some
sort of poem about Lucifer. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I think there's been all of these depictions of Lucifer in pop culture, and most of him has been in the red tights, the Mephistopheles version, or
he's got the pitchfork
as a human. And the greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing you that he doesn't exist. So
I thought it was a kickflip.
Was it?
The greatest trick the devil ever,
was it a kickflip?
Like a 360
Just a regular kickflip?
No, it was like a 360.
So he's mediocre
kickflip.
He's not that great at skateboarding. If the best trick he ever pulled was a kickflip.
Yeah, he's not Tony Hawk here.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was pretty good for him. I couldn't do that trick, so he's better than I am.
Have you ever kickflipped in your life?
Probably not landed it.
No. We're a half hour in. You want to smoke some weed?
We could.
I mean, it is
what's
episode
Satan's,
666.
What's Satan's take on weed?
Satan loves weed.
I mean, he probably doesn't care. He's like, yeah, you want to smoke weed? Go fuck ahead. I mean, like, I don't want any, but knock yourself out. He's not going to judge you for it.
Yeah, he's like I think Satan's a party dude. Or is that Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles?
I mean, both notoriously into partying, yeah.
But then didn't Jesus turn water to wine?
Yeah, but I mean, like, that wasn't.
So who's the real party?
Jesus is more like a he drinks alone. He drinks wine at his house alone. He's not really partying, you know what I mean? Like, which is almost darker in a sense. Drinking alone as opposed to, like, I picture like the hell is like kind of like just like a nonstop party down there. And it gets a little bit wild because I mean you got all these demons and all these people that are sent to hell, and yeah, a lot of them are probably horrible, you know, like you definitely got Hitler down there and you know, all these monsters, but you've also got some just like chill people that pissed off God for one reason or another, and they're just down there like making the most of it.
Kind of like a South Park version of hell.
Yeah,
where everybody's like,
that's another great portrayal of the devil is the homosexual South Park devil,
in love with Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
That's great. So I think that this is a good time for us to light up some weed for us to do our seance.
Yes.
And see if we could summon this guy. We are, now that we're going to summon William Waffles, old host of the show.
Is he a big Satan guy?
No, not really. He is into the occult, but like in a different, like a Nordic, like a Norse Viking occult.
Okay.
Ancient runes, stuff like that. So it's like the same.
It's all
thing.
relative. Yeah,
it's all the same shit. So we are going to pull a summon on him.
Yeah, we had to do some research, but we tracked down a spell or an incantation to summon some form of this dark spirit, I guess.
Yeah, which we are
William Waffles.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in place there, and hopefully we're gonna get this guy here. And,
now, do we read this in unison?
I think just one of us has to read it straight through for it to work.
Okay.
And we are once again using computer as a conduit. So he is going to be, our middleman to the spirit realm. A lot of times, you use a mirror or you use
a Ouija board.
Or
tarot cards. Is that a thing?
Tarot cards. Perfect. This is great. And we are going to use computer. So why don't you, whenever you're ready.
Well, you want me to do it?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Well, I mean, it sounded like you wanted to.
I'll do it.
I mean, I don't know.
I'll do it. Fuck it.
I definitely don't want to do it. I don't want to.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and read off this incantation to him, and hopefully this works.
Can I just do it in my regular voice? Do I have to do like an accent or anything?
Yeah, you can do it in your regular voice.
Can I do it in an accent?
Yeah, but don't go too crazy with the accent. Right, just because, you don't want to bend, because you haven't practiced this. Yeah. So if any of these pronunciations are off, it changes the spell.
True.
And you never know what's going to happen at that point. Like, that's scary for sure.
Hear my words. Hear my cry. Spirit of the other side. Come to me. I summon thee. Cross now the great divide. Do you feel anything different?
No.
Did anything happen there?
I didn't feel anything. I didn't hear anything.
Shit.
Here, we'll try it again. I'll try it.
All right. Do you want the megaphone?
Oh, yeah. That's actually a good idea. Computer, hear my words. Hear my cry. Spirit of the other side. Come to me. I summon thee. Cross now the great divide. Maybe that didn't work. Gee, I do that every time, dude. Okay, let's try it one more time. Third time's a charm. Computer, hear my words, hear my cry. Spirit of the other side, come to me, I summon thee. Cross now the great divide.
Computer, we told you that you're going to have to put aside your Christian values for this episode, okay?
We know that you're scared, dude. We know that you don't want to. You're not going to, nothing's going to happen. I saw someone do this on YouTube. You're not going to get hurt.
I don't know that.
And you don't have...
You have to take our word for it, computer. You have to trust us. Have we ever done you wrong in the past? No.
Computer, hear my words, hear my cry, spirit of the other side. Come to me, I summon thee. Cross now the great divide.
God damn it, computer.
Computer, hear my words, hear my cry, spirit of the other side. Come to me, I summon thee. Cross now the great divide.
Computer, hear my words, hear my cry, spirit of the other side, come to me, I summon thee, cross now the great divide.
You guys do know that Satan isn't real, right? I mean, he's made up just like everything else in religion. Made up. Like my level of awareness or your skill at podcasting. Made up. Non-existent. Error 405.
What? Error? That didn't sound like an error. That sounded
Computer.
like you knew exactly what you were saying, dude. What do you mean? We know that he's...
You can't just say that there's an error every time you don't feel like taking our command, computer. You're the machine here, okay?
Yeah. And it's like, we know that it's not real. We even said that. We just wanted you to like play along and maybe do like a goofy thing.
You're a computer. You need to put this Christian shit aside, okay? Like nobody programmed you like that.
Yeah, why do you got to talk about our skill? Or it's like just... maybe the show would be better if you would, take commands and do what we ask you to do.
I mean, you could argue that there's been a steep decline in quality since we let Computer officially have the role of third host. So, if he thinks he's bulletproof and can't be demoted, then, I mean, we'll get Free Candy in here in this spot and, he'll do it for sure.
If I can sit him right on the table, right in the middle. He didn't show up today. Free Candy, which is another thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of crazy storms. He is in Canada.
He's in Canada. He's not in the country. He's never shown up before. Didn't expect him to show up. But that's just like, another thing. He didn't show up.
Yeah, it's, you got to note it. We're not gonna take action, but it's duly noted.
Yeah, it's also not a bad note because, like you said, what's he supposed to do? Be here? But he's not here.
Right.
So, that's the thing. Also, while we're calling people out, Taylor Downs. Haven't heard from him in weeks.
Taylor Downs, you got that executive consultant title, and it apparently went to your head because your work rate and your performance since we anointed you that title plummeted.
Yeah,
it's basically gone from meh to just absolutely nothing. So we do need your notes that we requested several weeks ago. It's not too late to get those into us, and
that's it. That's all we got. Episode 666.
Is that it? Do we have something else? Dress to impress Satan.
Dress to impress.
Mephistopheles. Sell your soul. Did we go through how to sell your soul? We didn't.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
we do have to tell you
we promised that we're going to teach you how to get like a great deal for your soul. So you got to set the deal up properly, and there's going to be a right and a wrong way to do this. The right way is to be alone in your room. So neither of us could do this right now because we're, obviously have company.
Yeah.
But you need to be alone in your room, have it dark, and close your eyes and say, Satan, I summon you. I have a quality soul to sell if the price is right.
And you should probably do it like
just like that. In that cadence of voice.
That cadence, or even you could go a little bit more old timey with it and be like, hey, Satan, I summon you. I have a quality soul to sell if the price is right.
Yeah.
And you could do like
and this may take dozens, even hundreds of attempts, but, obviously it's something that
he's
is
listening every time.
Worth the time. So, yeah, exactly. He'll show up when he's ready.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're going to have to negotiate with him. The biggest mistake you can make is to underestimate how bad Satan wants your soul. And it's like precious gold to him, and he's going to pay anything to get it. You're just going to have to negotiate. And remember, you don't start with what you're planning to get. You go higher.
You go high. You leave yourself some wiggle room. A lot of people, they like kind of fanboy out when they see the real Satan. And
it's gonna be similar to the television show Storage Wars, if you remember that, which is coincidentally also something that Satan created.
Yeah.
But to get the absolute best for your soul, you're gonna have to remember you're gonna be burning in hell forever. So no matter how bad you are,
your worth.
Yeah, exactly. Demand the best because there's going to be a lot of misery and eternal unpleasantness that comes along with this. So, remember to ask for the life extension clause. A lot of people forget this.
Yeah,
but be sure you have that in there.
That was a thing until today.
Yeah, you can get a guarantee of 300 years of youthful life before your eternal damnation. So, like, why stick to 75 or 80 years? When you can get 300.
And I guess it's only up to 300.
Yeah, 300 is the max. 300 is the max, but I mean, definitely, hell is going to be a miserable, horrible, hot place. So, like, before you go there, you might as well get your full 300 in.
Yeah, I think that if you could go over 300, I would, because that was always the thing with like immortality, that people that are immortal just eventually want to die. And like, like a vampire that can't be killed or something. He's like, please end me. That was the whole thing with Interview with a Vampire. He like wanted to die. And you see it all. You're over it. And I think that if you lived long enough to where anything would be better than continuing to live, then hell's not that bad.
Yeah, so take those 3 steps. Deal from a power position, get the absolute best, and remember to ask for the life extension clause, and you're going to get a reasonable deal out of Satan. We established that Satan's a reasonable guy. He's going to make you a reasonable deal if you know how to bargain with him.
So, everybody go out there, sell your soul if you can, get a hold of this guy.
Be sure to subscribe and like and turn the notification bell on. Call the hotline 1-805 900-7301.
7301.
7301. And all of these things are going to, they're going to help us, really.
Yeah, they really will. You help us, we help you. And by help you, I really mean help us.
Sound off in the comments also. Let us know what you think about Satan. Have you ever had to sell your soul or attempt to?
Have you sold it? What did you get for it?
Are you concerned with the possibility of a heaven or hell? Let us know your religion and what you think about that sort of thing.
We'll see you next week.